Hello everybody and welcome to 762 High Calibre and the Blue Sun mod. Now I've covered this game once before. I did only put the one episode up. I was going to do the whole series, but I was having a load of troubles with the save files for some reason. That was back like 2 years ago. I think it was just because my computer was on its way out. So I thought I'd return to it. It's a good game. It's very full on the strategy. But yeah, so we're going to go to the settings quickly. As you can tell, it is an old game because the resolution is 1280 by 1024. Got everything on max, but then again, it's an old game. So sound, music off. Right, the difficulty settings. If I have it on normal, there's all these different things that turn on. If I have it on easy, everything's on. Hard, nothing. The only two I want switched on are these two, and I'll do a quick run through. So no misfires. Basically, if you have these checked, it means these are active. So no misfires. Well, I want my guns to misfire if I don't look after them. Full body armor. So when you're wearing any piece of armor, it covers the whole body. That's not how it should work. It should work. It only covers where it's on you. Critical hits can happen. So if you get hit in a vital place, then that could be game end. Improved medkit. Well, I don't want the medkits to heal like serious wounds. I need to be able to get them back to a medical center. Low adrenaline, low energy consumption kind of work hand in hand. So they are how fast your guys get tired and whether or not they use less energy. Well, it's kind of want it in the middle, so I leave both of them off. Eagerness means they never need to sleep. Well, I want them to sleep because I need to think if I want to attack a town, should I camp outside and get the energy back? Easy money. Well, I don't want that on, otherwise you can just gear up. Quick repairs. No, I want if I need to do a full-on repair on something, then we want it to take a bit of time. Dumb enemies just makes the AI poor, as it says. The only two I do want switched on are these two. So show hit probability. So when you're aiming your rifle, you get a percentage of whether or not that is going to hit or not. So I want that on. And last enemy. Now this is mainly to stop searching around when it gets down to one last guy. Doesn't show up instantly. It takes a little bit of time, but a lot of the time you'll find that a guy has like spawned inside a building or in a tree somewhere, and he'll be impossible for your guys to spot because the only way you're going to spot enemies is if you hear them or see them. So at lower levels, when your guys aren't trained up very well, you could end up running around for half an hour and it's just pointless. So I leave that on just so if there's one enemy left, after a little while it will pop up to say, look, he's over this direction, and then I can go and take him out and carry on with the game. So we're going to start a new game. So yes, I want to continue with these settings. And we're getting into the character selection. So each one of these, you've got your different attribute points. And I think the person I'm going to take out is going to be Kurt. So he's got good health, good energy, good strength. So he can, he's got a higher carry weight, good throw distance, good at hand-to-hand, and heavy weapons. Now, I've never used heavy weapons on this game, but it might be something to look at in the future. Stamina's not too bad. Dexterity is good, which is the speed you ready your weapon, and I'll get into that in a minute. Reaction time, so how fast, and the serious of the duration of shock. So your characters can go into shock if something goes wrong, or if someone suddenly opens a door in front of you, your guy can panic. So the higher your reaction, the faster you can deal with that and get back on the trigger. Your agility, so movement speeds, and the speed of getting a weapon ready for combat again. So that kind of comes hand in hand with the dexterity. Intellect, so speed at which parameters and skills increase. So this is kind of like how fast your guy gains experience. The effectiveness of using each skill. So he's got quite a low experience. I don't know if that's actually different for each person. No, it's the same for everyone. Eyesight, as you would have thought, so the higher it is, the better you are at aiming, the better you are at seeing and spotting people, and hearing, the better you are at noticing if people are on going to come up behind you, because the amount of times where one of my characters heard something, I've turned around and a guy's popped around the corner to shoot, because in this game it is brutal. And then you get to the skills, so we have 50 points to spend on this. So snapshot, there's basically 4 different types of shot. There's firing from the hip. There is an aimed shot, which is, as you would think, takes a little bit longer to fire. You have your, which is the other one, sniping, which is looking through your sight. And there's one more. I can't remember it, but we'll see in a minute. It's been 2.5 years since I last played this. Heavy weapons, as it is. How good you are at throwing, how good you are at melee. Camouflage, so the stealth level and the level of noise you make when you move. So if you have this up really high, you can actually sneak up on people. Sapper, which is about deactivating enemy mines and that. I don't think I've ever come across an enemy minefield in this game. But then again, I used to play it until a certain point, and then I used to start a new character and try and play it in a different way. So I'm one of those annoying people. And Doctor, so your medic skill. Now what I'm going to do is, because it is brutal, I'm going to put this up to 70, shooting. And I will put snapshot up to 40. So then just in case I get caught in close quarters, snapshot's going to be good. So yeah, that is the other firing one. So you've got fire from the hip, snapshot, aim shot, and then scope shot. So yeah, let's get into it, and we can explain some other things as and when it comes along. Okay, so now the Blue Sun mod is actually a freebie that comes with the game, and it's built into Steam as well. So all you do is you go to your properties, your beta tab, and then click on Blue Sun, and all it does is it adds more quests, more missions, more locations, more weaponry, more people that you can hire. Just basically adds, it's a big community mod that just everyone wanted to use. So they added it to the game on the Steam store, which is brilliant. So you've been contracted to locate this dude. I'm not going to even attempt the names because I'm useless at them. Got to promptly meet Mr. Resvi at the hotel. Blah, blah, blah. So there's a guide, Paquito, who is missing along with your equipment. It would be prudent to check on his whereabouts after he's been contacted. Now, I know where he is, so I will head straight there. So we need to select classes. Now, this, I don't believe this is part of the standard game. I think this is just part of the Blue Sun. So each time you level up, you'll gain 3 attribute points and 3 skill points to spend. These 6 points are in addition to any increases you may gain as part of the default in-game rewards. So what you do is you choose which one you want to be. So if you're a trooper, your main skills are strength, dexterity, energy, shooting, gunfighting, and heavies, and so on. So I used to always go sniper because eyesight, agility, sniping, and camouflage. It's all about stealth, getting into position, and then long-range shooting. I never really got to the point of where I had a really good sniper rifle, so I think what I'm going to do is probably go for scout. So it's pretty much the same. Eyesight, hearing, so that's another good one. So that will be better for us when we're at closer quarters. Agility, hand-to-hand, I'm not too fussed about. Camouflage, and stealth. I think this is the one that we are going to go for. Is there anything on the others we could do with? Strength, reaction, stamina, gunfight, throwing, and stealth. Skirmish is not a bad one, to be fair. But I think, well, troopers also. Excuse me. Trooper's not a bad one, so I think we're going to stick with scout. So, okay. So what we can do is we can actually decrease our attributes at the moment. So this is what they're at. So energy at 90, eyesight 75, hearing 65, stamina 60, intelligence 80. I can drop these. I'm not going to. I'm going to leave them as they are. Okay. So, current game level 1, player class 1, no kills, no team kills. We need to get another 21 kills to go to the next level. It does take a long time to level up. 5 attribute points, 5 skill points left to spend, so we will get onto that, and then that is the details we've just chosen. So, if you do class attributes, then it is 1 point for each time you level up the attribute. If you do non-class, so if I was to do shooting, which isn't part of the scout class, it's part of the trooper class, I think it costs 2. I believe that's how it works. So let's spend some points. Class attributes. So we have 5 to use on these 3, 5 to use on these 3. So let's go for agility all the way where we can. And let's do camouflage, so being quiet. Because I think to start with, as it's only going to be us, and we won't have any teammates, we're going to need to be as quiet as possible. Okay, you have to excuse me because I'm not very well at the moment. That's why my throat's killing. Right then, so let's close the screen and we are into the game. So now what you do on this game is you just left click to move around, and click next, and you go and move. You pause it, you can also use spacebar to do it. But when you're in combat, if you move and then your guy spots an enemy, because of the way we have the settings on, which is this here, see it says pause. So if there's no action, so basically if your guy completes an action and then has nothing left, he'll stop, it'll pause, so you can line stuff up. If there's an explosion, there's someone's wounded, someone spots a new enemy, it will pause. I've tried playing this game with all of that turned off where it doesn't pause, and it's virtually impossible. It's unbelievable. Okay, so what I want to do first is search this car, and we'll find ourselves a nice Beretta pistol. So we put that in our hand, go to the ammo tab, we've got a spare magazine, and 50 FMJ ball. So let's put that into that mag, I put it in that one. Okay, so I now have a pistol. Now if you want, you can put it over in your pocket, or put it back in your hand. You see, equips it and de-equips it. Okay, why is the radio flashing? Very weird. But if you do an action, then it actually takes the guy time to do. So there's time is based on everything. So if I'm to drop this, if you see, it says turn 1.06 seconds. Drop items, it's going to take him a second. And now he has no actions. So everything has time. Now I need to find where I left that pistol. Ah, there it is. So pick up Beretta, so it takes him 4.5 seconds to move. Then change stance to pick it up. Then I've got it in my hand, then I have to put it somewhere, and that's it. So everything takes time. That's why I love this game. The fact that it's not like you press a button, your guy just instantly reloads. If you're in a sticky situation and someone throws a grenade, you have to get out of there. Right. I will get into the shooting when we come into our first combat, which is not going to be long. But this area, there is nothing else we can explore. I mean, we could just walk around for ages and speed ourselves up a little bit. But nothing else can be looted, or not that I've ever managed to find. So what we're going to do is we are going to press this button that is flashing, leave, and we are out on the map screen. So you can move around. All this area is explorable. All around here in the smoke, which is the kind of like fog of war. And then you have these, which is your major towns. Now, the first one I want to go to, also, you can, there is a way of finding out who is kind of like in charge of the town as well, but I can't quite remember how. Like I said, it's been 2 years. So I'm going to speed up time so we get there pretty quickly. So it's just us. We got our health bar, our stamina, and we want to get to Santa Maria. So let's move. And you have 2 different bars around you, 2 different circles. I believe the blue one is what you can see. The red one is how detectable you are. So if we say we slow down, you see that we are a lot less detectable. So only if an enemy comes within here are we going to get spotted. Now I have never, and I put quite a few hours into this with like years ago with my other teams I had on here. I mean, I had like 4 or 5 people on in my crew. I have never actually been attacked when on the road. So let's hope things like that do happen, because you could do with the experience points. So anyway, let's speed ourselves up and let's get to Santa Maria. Now, whenever you enter a location, you can also select where you want them to deploy. So I could say, right, I want Kurt to come in this side. When you have teams, you can get them to assault from different positions. If there's a fight going on, it's very good with how well you can actually deploy people. But like I said before, this game is brutal. You get spotted by an enemy. I tried to record this first episode earlier on. I got to this point right here. walked into the doorway, someone with a shotgun pulled the trigger once, and it was game over, and that was it. So let's hope things like that don't happen again. Okay, so now we're in our first town. As you can see, it's all paused. And we have people like here, gossip, local, con artist, talk to local, soapbox hidden behind there, who's another character, who's the preacher. There's another local up there. Now, let's try and get the camera back. Now this game, WAS and D don't work. It makes you drop weapons, and the amount of times I've thrown a gun down on the floor when I'm in combat because I tried moving the camera is unbelievable. But if I come and talk to these guys, and what I'll do is I'll make him walk, I'll click next. We've now got the name for him. So how can I help, soldier? Want to get some equipment? So you say, what's the latest? Ever since the place got flattened, they give you a bit of details, basically. Let me see what you have. Excuse me. So here we go. So there's sawn-off shotguns, Remington 870s, some Tokarev TTs, 1911s, Makarov, 2 Berettas. So a nice few guns. And you see, if I hover over some of these, you see that the magazine over here and the ammo highlights. That's to say that that's usable by that gun. It's got a nice lot of ammo. So if I wanted to check what ammo my gun uses, I can hover over the mag and they highlight. So it's any of these. So I can buy some more mags, some more ammo. So you got an ammunition box of FMJ and M882s. Can't remember actually which one. I think they're the more powerful ones. Gear, so he's got a grenade, he's got a throwing knife, flashbangs. He's got an assault vest and some duct tape. Now duct tape, if you've got an assault rifle, you can actually tape 2 mags together. So it takes up less slots in here, and it also speeds up your reload, so it's pretty cool. And then sold is for where you get your stuff back. And as you can see now, he has his name because we've introduced ourselves. Okay, so let's follow Kurt and let's head into the bar. And we have this guy here, the Wino. If we come and have a little chat with him. So he smells of liquor, starts basically talking absolute rubbish, and gets pretty fed up of everything basically. But what you see is his name is Paquito, which is the name of the guy who got lost. He was meant to be our guide. So you got liquor oozing down from your left nostril, amigo. Now I'm not going to read some of these because some of these are actually pretty brutal, go on about dirty films and things like that, but I will just go through what I can. So he's basically he's completely drunk. And you just say, you're pathetic, yet somehow find that amusing and endearing. What do you want me to do? So he's saying, basically, that his baby has been kidnapped. So, cradling a precious baby. Took my precious baby away from me. He starts mumbling to himself, left in delirium of insanity of alcohol. He passes out. That baby's been in my family for generations. So now, all of a sudden, you feel bad. Your baby has been kidnapped and you haven't notified anybody? Well, guess just the way this country operates. I'll give it a shot, no pun. So we've accepted a mission. So now we have to find someone who has kidnapped his baby. If you look over in the back room, there is another wino. So another drunkard. So what I'm going to do... okay, this is not going to end well for me then. This could be the end pretty well. He's got an MP40. So we've started that mission and the Wino brothers have just turned up. So immediately, to me, the Wino is the person I need to go and talk to. So let's go and have a little chat to him. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up this door. Now they are watching me. If I hold shift and click, I can just turn. Do I risk talking to them or not? No. Let's just go and have a chat with Wino. Let's close this door behind us. Give them a couple of seconds to open it. Okie dokie. So How do you want? So he's going on about, I say anything you want to give me a batch of copies of Paris Milton's sex videos. Sick animal, blah blah blah. So you can actually reach in your pocket and give it to him. Or you can say, I'll shove a parcel down your throat. Yeah. So you really want to show if my brothers will beat you. Okay, call your brothers over. No worries. Right, so combat has now started. So we've now got this icon in the bottom corner, which means that this is an enemy we can see. So he's 1.6 meters away. And the little black dot is the direction from the selected character. So you can see it turns around. So if I click that, it will look to where he is, which is always a pain because it always zooms in stupidly close. But what we need to do is we need to take this guy out. Now, bearing in mind, his two brothers are outside, so we have to play this very carefully. So to take him out, if we were to just click on him now, we would shoot him and it would take 1.64 seconds. So there's an outstanding chance to hit him. But, you know, 1.64 seconds. Has he got any weapons? Not yet. Okay. So what we have here is our ways of engaging. So we have fire from the hip, which is obviously very inaccurate, but it's extremely quick. So at this sort of range, fire from the hip should be a simple shot. Then you've got a snapshot. So that's bringing the gun up and pulling the trigger. So it takes a little bit longer, but it's a slightly more accurate. Aim shot. So that's taking your time to look down your sights. And then sniper, use the scope basically, so sniper shot. So that's if you've got a long range optic on your gun, it takes a very long time to take the shot, but you're incredibly accurate if you've got the skill. So if I show you like aim shot, I can actually, with the aim shot, I can choose part of the body. So aiming at the head would be 2.29, 2.28 for the body. I could go for the arm, 2.31. I could go for the leg to incapacitate him. You can actually shoot people's weapons out of their hand to disable them. Snapshot, 1.64. Hip fire, 0.7. So that is definitely what we're going to do in this situation. So let's click. See, he's going to swing for me. But because we've already got the gun at our hip, it's only going to take 0.18 seconds to fire again. So he's dropped. Now, he is incapacitated. That's what this symbol means. It just means he is down. He is not dead. So, enemy condition, mortally wounded. Generally, if they're mortally wounded and there's no medic nearby, they will bleed out. So, he should be fine to ignore. So, now what I want to do is I want to get snapshot ready. And I want to move slightly towards this door. Because if his brothers come walking in, I am dead. And trust me, you die quickly on this game. So what I want to do, and this is where you want to play it a bit more tactical. Like I said, with these sort of shots, every split second can mean you getting the shot first and hitting, or you having the accuracy to hit before they do. So what you want to do, if you click this icon here, you've now prepared your gun. So I have now eliminated that first half second to ready my gun. So these actions will now be slightly quicker, provided the person is in front of us. So what we want to do, if I hold the Alt key, I believe it is, right, we need to turn slightly more, so let's shift. If I hold Alt, I can tactical step, which means sidestep and keep my gun pointing towards the door. So if one of them opens it, and I've got my gun already pointing in that direction, we should be in a good position. So let's step out. So nothing. I'm going to walk backwards. Now you see we've got a question mark popped up now. So Kurt has noticed something. If I click it. Oh, okay. They've made a run for it. So they've actually ran out for cover. So what I am going to do in this situation. Now this can be very, very dangerous for me. I want to make a run for the door. I'm going to lower the gun as well, so I'm a little bit quicker. And I'm going to speed myself up so I am sprinting. Did a little weird dance then. And what I want to do is I want to run to this corner. So now he can hear an enemy. And it is zoomed right in again. I think what that is the Wino is making noise. So if I press next, I'm going to carry on my movements. These guys are going to clear out. Now he's saying he is in position. Now it's a bit fiddly, but if you hold Alt when you click on a corner, you get something called fast turn. And what that is it means if I fast turn, you'll snap around the corner with your gun already aimed. Now this has saved my life countless times when I've heard an enemy come in and I've flipped around the corner with a shotgun and got the shot straight in him. Right, well, I can no longer hear this guy here. What I need to be careful of is I could easily walk down this path here. He could be here, waiting, watching the front door. He could be back up here or anywhere. Well, I'm just going to take the risk. I'm going to lower my gun so I'm a little bit quicker. I'm going to sprint and get across here. So let's see him do it, see if he spots anyone. Nope, okay. So let's turn. Let's raise our gun. And let's make a move across to the car. Okay, nothing. Let's tactical step out. So nothing yet. Now what these circles are, is if the enemy get inside them for I think it's 10 seconds or 5 seconds, they can basically leave. Now I don't want them to do that. If I can get hold of that guy's MP40. Right. So the brother with the pistol is still in the same position. Now, let's get low, because what I want to try and do, and this could be very, very dodgy, is I want to sneak forward. I can still see him. He hasn't seen me, but what I want to do is I want to check whether or not his brother's still in the room before I engage. So let's turn, and let's tactical step through. Yep, he's still in there. And what's going on with the camera? Come on. Okay, so we might be in a bit of a situation. And I've just dropped my gun because I pressed the button like I said I would. Oh, what a time to throw your Beretta, mate. Oh no, wait a minute. There's 3 brothers. I thought there was only 2. We're in trouble. We're in a lot of trouble. Yeah, so basically I've put myself in a bad situation because I pressed the button to get my bloody gun. Okay, well, we're going to try that again anyway. That shows you how easy it is to die in this game. Especially when you're trying to use WASD to move the camera and you drop your gun in the doorway. Right, so we're going to hip fire. Shoot this guy. He's heavily wounded, mortally wounded. I'm going to take a backward step. Now, if I right click, I can then change to a strike. So he is dead. He is gone. What I want to do is I want to get my guy out as fast as I can. Okay, so we're in the door. Once he gets back in the area, I want him round to this corner. Now if I hold Alt, I can do a fast turn. Let's say it's there we go. So I can't see anyone. Right, I want to slow down a bit now. Keep my gun raised. And move forward. Right, there's one of the Wino brothers. So I want to sprint. And I want to get back behind cover. Because he spotted me. Okay. Let's turn. Now, with heavier weapons, I don't know if it does it with pistols, but when you've got your gun up like this, prepared, your stamina will drop. So you have to be very careful. So let's try a Careful, fast turn. Did you see that shot that came in then? It's fast turn. No. There we go. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this button, which is aim. Aim there. Yep, so there we go. Right, so we've spotted him. So I've got a modest chance to hit him, actually. It's only going to take me 1 second to fire. The problem is I'm not aiming at him. He is aiming at me. Now, he does only have what looks like a 44 Magnum or something. So it could be pretty dangerous. What if I aim shot him? It's an extra second. But if I go for the chest, it's a very good chance to hit. So you see, actually, it's a lot better for me. But it is 2 seconds to fire. I kind of want to see him have the shot first. So what I'm going to do is try and fast turn back. Now let's try and fast turn back round again. See if he's taking a shot. Let's... Whoops, wrong key. That one. Okay, right. I think we're just going to have to risk it because he's probably just watching. He's moved slightly. So let's go for a body shot. Let's hope we get it first. Good shot, good shot. Now, follow-up shot should be less time because we're already aiming. Missed. He's picking up his gun. Hit again. Hit him in the arm. Hit again. He is mortally wounded. Right. So let's ignore him now. I could follow... Actually, we've got 8 rounds. Let's follow up one more shot. Nothing. Right. So let's run. Get behind cover. Crouch back down. Like I said, everything is timed. Right, so he is dead. Now, I've only got 5 shots left, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to reload. Can you reload for me, please? There we are. So he is reloaded. That was me doing it the wrong way around. Like I said, I don't think a lot of these keys are actually set very well. Now, what I could do is I could actually search and grab, and I can check through his stuff. But what you want to do is wait until after combat. So we're going to move here, turn. Now we know there was 2 brothers inside. They might be staying in there. So let's ready our pistol. Step out. Nothing. So let's move slowly. In fact, let's creep slowly. And let's tactical step round. Okay, right, we've got him. So now what I want to do is cancel that order by pressing backspace. I need to take this guy out quicker than he does. So 0.63, outstanding. Right, I'm hitting the wall. So I need to take a step over. Yes, that means the guy with the MP40 is there, but... because you can see the way that they hold their guns, he is actually shooting the door frame there. So I'm going to bail out that situation now. See how long it took me to move? Gets me killed every time. Let's make a run all the way around. Stamina's dropping. Bartender's grabbed a gun just in case. So let's get here. Turn. And then let's do this slow. So let's prepare ourselves for a breach. He's gonna, if he walks through, I'm dead. Yeah, he's walking. Now the reason I keep hitting spacebar is just to try and stop it from happening. Okay, so let's turn this way. See, they're both looking at it. He's got his guns up, so it's going to take him longer to turn and shoot. And this guy's led down, so I have a good chance of hitting both these guys. But I want to make sure my gun's inside. So, 1, He's wounded. And again, please. I'll shoot the guy on the side. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, so let's press right click and let's strike them and let's drop them. And there we go. See, now it's no longer pausing itself because basically the guys are all dead. So he's restocking his ammunition in the clip I've just done. And I'm going to change mag and I'm going to refill that ammo. Okay, right then. So now we have a thing. We have all of this ammo, a couple of guns, ammo, and these guys on the floor. Now what you want to do, you can press I to go to infantry, and you can see there is two snub-nose, I think they're snub-nose 44s, aren't they? Oh no, they're 357s. So there's two of those, there is an MP40, and then there's 4 corpses. Easiest way to do this, if I can remember how to do it, is to remove the bodies. Now there is, I can't remember how. Oh, remove bodies, button up here. Click that. That gets rid of all the bodies. Now unpause it just so that the items drop on the floor. And there we go. So now we can pick this stuff up. So let's put the MP40 on our shoulder. What else have we got? So the MP40 takes the clip mag, which is that one. No additional ammo for it though, because you can see nothing's highlighting on the side. This is a weapon cleaning kit, so this is going to be useful. What else could we do? We can't shoulder a pistol because we haven't got any pouches. So we've got a med kit. I definitely want to take one of them. In fact, no we don't, because we need the bottle of wine, if you remember about the baby. So what I'm going to do is walk over to this guy, the wino in the corner. As you can see, he's actually putting the stuff on his pouches and stuff, which is pretty cool. So everything takes time. Yeah, I got your bottle right here. Looks expensive. But your baby was nowhere to be found. You better have your policeman cousin do an area-wide search. The drunks might have stole your baby to some slavers. And he's like, baby! So you find out, basically, that's what he meant. Come on, tag along. And then he'll join your team. So there we go. We have a secondary person. I had your luggage, but I passed it on to your hands, but now it's gone. So basically, he was carrying it last night, and he's lost it. So where were you last night? He says, I got the payment and the luggage from Port Viet. I can't even pronounce it. I'm not even going to try. From his friends. So you say, okay, let's go talk to her. He says, you better drive. I already had my breakfast. So give me the keys and shut up. So this is also something else that we have now gained. Because of him, as you can see, I can click on him now and I can control him. So his equipment is, he's got a vest, so he can now pick up stuff for us. He's got a, what's that, an MP448, so a 9mm Makarov. It's quite a nice gun. And let's take an additional med kit in his bag. That's a lot of ammunition for these, but the problem is, it's because it's only 6 shots, it's a bit dodgy. But maybe I'll take one. Maybe I'll take one. But now we do have this, and we have a car stash. So once you've done remove bodies, anything you don't want, put in trunk, and then this bar will go up to tell you whether or not it's full. With big guns, it fills up pretty quick, but now the best thing we can do is we can now basically go to any character, have a look in the trunk, and we can pull stuff out. So I can say, right, I don't want this pistol anymore, give me the 357. But another good thing we can do, which is what I'm going to do right now, is walk outside, find the dealer, the black market dealer. Let's move a little bit quicker. Say hello to him. I got a whole trunk of stuff. I want to buy it all in one shot. So it's an easy way of basically emptying your car. So how does that sound for everything? Yep, sure do. Okay, so what that's done is that's emptied the trunk. Now, if you go to this, you click on this to bring up the infantry and you drag stuff from the trunk into the cabin, that won't get sold. That keeps it safe. But anyway, guys, it's been a bit of a long-winded one. I've already shown you how brutal this can be when you press a button and throw your pistol at the enemy rather than shoot them with it. I'll do that a lot, trust me. But I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to carry on with Kurt and Paquito, try and get my gear back, and I will show you that in the next one. Take care, and I'll see you soon.